Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Giving Tuesday. And just like that, there she is. I was about to say we have technical difficulties, but we do not. Annika is here right at 10 o'clock. She's had to do everything. Annika, happy Giving Tuesday.
It's Giving Tuesday.
It is Giving Tuesday. Annika, what I want you to do today is I want you to tell your story. I want you to tell your story and then lead into how you found Nubability and then what Nubability has meant to you.
Yeah, for sure. So I am a United States Marine Corps veteran. I lost my leg after complications trying to move a tumor from my foot, and it led to chronic infections and lots of surgeries. And I made the decision in 2019 to electively amputate my leg below the knee. Because I was a part of the Wounded Warrior Battalion, I did a ton of events, and I learned how important sport was in my recovery. So I was actually at an event for Hanger Clinic, which is a very well-known prosthetics company. And there was a guy there that knew about Nubability. And he's like, hey, I think you'd be a great coach. Like, you love kids. You're a new amputee, but I think you have the ability to help out other kids and show them knowledge that you've learned. And I think you'd be a great fit. So I reached out to Sam, and I've been with Nubability. I actually signed up right before the pandemic hit, so I didn't get to go to the first camp, but I did my first all sports camp in 2021. Just as a background, I compete in about 10 to 12 different sports. So I'm just an all-around athlete. My favorite sport right now is snowboarding, and yeah, I'm happy to be here.
And we're here to talk about snow camp, which we're really excited about. President's Day weekend, we got it again over at
Perfect.
Soldier Mountain in Fairfield, Idaho. Annika, tell the people about Soldier Mountain. We got to experience it for the first time last year. It was our first snow camp, switching locations. They welcomed us with open arms. Tell the people why they need to come to snow camp.
Man, snow camp is such a great experience. Like I said, snowboarding is my absolute favorite sport. Being on the mountain is honestly just my happy place. Like, you're warm and bundled up in your clothes, you can feel the cold air on your face, and you can just, it's so pretty up there. And Soldier Mountain, it is a little bit of a drive, but it's in isolation, and it's beautiful out there. And because it is a little bit quieter of a mountain, it's a great place to learn, especially if you're a first-time skier or snowboarder. And because there aren't a ton of other people around, and Soldier Mountain was so helpful, and all the instructors were so great, and every participant really got the individual attention that they needed.
And we're always trying to grow our coaches as well as our campers, and so this year we're actually sending Annika to Colorado, where she's going to specialize in adaptive snow sport instruction and going to be able to then help our kids even more. Annika, what has been your greatest experience with Nubability so far? Like, is there one that sticks out above the others?
You know, the whole idea behind Nubability is matching kids with coaches that look like them. And my favorite moment, it was actually, I was coaching tumbling back at the Lone Star camp, and there was a little girl there, 6 years old, same level of amputation as mine, and I really felt like I was a grown-up version of her. Like, I also do gymnastics, and she's been getting into gymnastics, and I could really talk to her mom about, like, hey, yeah, we have amputations, but that doesn't stop us. We have to adapt things sometimes, but I still do flips and back handsprings, and it really doesn't stop me. So I think it's so important for organizations like this, because it shows not only the kids what they're capable of, but their parents. A lot of times the parents they don't have a lot of experience with the adaptive community and with people with limb differences and amputations. So they really don't know what the limits are. And Nubability is all about showing that we don't have limits.
Since we started Nubability, I felt like my life has changed like every year. Like, there's something new that the kid brings to me. Like, I feel like I learn more from them than they learn from me. Is there a lesson that you've learned from our kids that maybe you wouldn't have had prior to Nubability?
Man, that's a tough one. A lesson I've learned from the kids is it's, I'd have to think about that one a little bit more. I'm really struggling with that question. It's fun to see these kids like see what they're capable of, and that proving everybody wrong, really, and showing them like, hey, people doubted me because I have a limb difference, because I have 1 foot, whatever it is, and they go out and do it anyways and show everybody wrong. And it's really inspiring as an adult to see these kids do that, because this is the next generation that's coming up, and we need people like that in our society.
Exactly. And since you've been with us, you've seen Numbability grow exponentially. I think whenever you first got with us, we were doing anywhere from 7 to 10 camps a year. In 2023, we're going to go crazy. We're going to try and pull off 16, Annika. How's that
Oh
sound?
my gosh. I think you're crazy, but you're the man to do it.
What do you think somebody who's watching who has a limb different child or knows of an amputee child, what do they need to tell that family about Numbability? Like, what do they need to tell them to get them to us?
I think the biggest thing is just getting over the hurdle of the fear of like, am I right for this? Is this going to be a good fit? Like, is my kid going to enjoy it? Because yes, they are going to enjoy it. They're going to learn so much. Not only are they learning sports and being exposed to sports, because when you go to these camps, you don't have to do just one sport. You can go try something you've never tried before. And we have people who, like I said, are the grown-up versions of them that show, yes, all of this is possible. But once you get past that hurdle, like you also learn the sport, you learn like social skills and life skills, and it's really beneficial beyond just the sport itself.
Oh man, I love that. I love that. Okay, Annika, every athlete I know has one quote or inspirational saying that they've held on to forever that's kind of motivated them and pushed them. What is Annika Hutzler's motivation?
My motivation is by Amy Purdy. She's a well-known bilateral baloney snowboarder, and she said, "Never let defeat defeat you." And that really got me through my limb salvage, through my amputation, through everything, because it's so easy to have these big traumatic events for people who did lose their legs later on in life and be like, well, my entire life's changed, now what? And so many people are just want to give up. But if you keep that mindset of don't let it defeat you, then you can get through anything. And even people who don't go through necessarily traumatic instances, um, things happen in life. And as long as you keep that mindset of don't let this defeat you, you got to keep going. You got to be resilient. You got to pick yourself up off the ground and figure out your new plan of action. And that's really what I hold near and dear to my heart.
I love that. I love that. It sounds like the Numbability don't pick the kids up, show them how to pick themselves up. Show them they can do
Absolutely.
it. And I love that.
Yeah.
Annika, how are we going to get these donations? How do we get the random stranger to invest in our kids? What do we need to tell them from a coaching perspective? Why is it so important for them to donate to these programs?
It's so important because disabilities really can happen to anybody. And I think we forget that. Like, we are the largest minority in society that anybody can become a part of at any time. And so think about it as, if this were to happen to you, if you were to have a child with a limb difference, like how important that is to see from that perspective, and how beneficial it is, like I said, physically, mentally, socially, everything. And these camps mean the world to these kids and to the coaches. So I think it's really important for people to continue to donate to things like this, because it's so beneficial.
Awesome. Awesome. Last thing, I love to end with comical relief type deal. We've been excited, we've had fun, we've told some funny stories. So let's hear your funniest nub story that you've had. Everybody has one. What is your funniest nub story?
My funny, oh, I mean, I can tell you about last night. I don't know if you've seen my Instagram. I actually
No.
went to my, so I'm an adult, by the way. I am 26 years old. I went to my very first basketball game ever. Like, I went to an art school. I didn't do sports. I've never seen a basketball game. And it was a Lakers game. and I had a good hype crew around me, and they convinced me to drink beer out of my leg, and I did, and I became fan of the game, and according to a lot of people, fan of the decade. So I was on
Oh,
the
wow.
jumbotron 4 times at my very first Lakers game last night.
So we might be seeing you on the Sports Center Snapchat is what I'm hearing. I'm gonna have to go
Yeah,
check it out. That's awesome.
yeah, it was fun, and it was a fun experience, and being at the game and seeing these people, it was a really fun experience, and I'm glad that I went.
But you know what everybody is asking themselves right now is how did that beer taste?
Uh, it was a domestic beer. Well, here's the trick that a lot of people don't know. I don't pour the beer into my leg because I don't want my leg to be sticky. So I drop, like, hold on, I'll take my leg off. So if I have my leg here, I actually just drop the cup directly in, and then I can drink it like that. And then that way
Ah,
it keeps my stuff from getting sticky, because that's
okay.
the real issue there.
And not as salty of a beer, I'm assuming either.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wear my liner, and my liner's clean, so.
Well, Annika, is there anything else that you have for everybody to know? Anything you want to say? Any last thoughts on Nubbability before we end this interview?
I'm just so grateful for Nubbability and for organizations like Nubbability, because, like I said, this is our upcoming generation. And for them to feel confident in their own bodies at a young age and see adults functioning in society that are just a grown up version of them, it's really, really special and really important. And, like, it's nice to know that we have this community, because if you don't have a limb difference, if you don't have an amputation, like, you can give advice, like, your advice is important, but it is a lot more beneficial, in my opinion, from somebody who goes through the similar struggles and victories as you do.
That's awesome. Annika, thank you so much for joining us on our Giving Tuesday broadcast. We love you. We're so blessed to have you as a coach. Can't wait to see what you learn from Ski Spec here and what next
Yes,
week? Is it next week?
yes, it
Holy
is. I'm so
cow.
excited.
We can't wait to see how you evolve your game and in turn evolve our campers. We're so excited. Everybody, please go on www.nubbability.org. Click on the donate link on our homepage. If you know of people who you think would love to watch our live stream and us get crazy today, there may be some dressing up. I may have a cowboy hat. You never know what could happen. We're really excited for the opportunity to raise more funds for these kids. Go on www.nubbability.org. Donate today, as there will be additional funds attached to your donation thanks to Give SI. So go on today. Again, that is www.nubbability.org. We look forward to seeing you guys again throughout the day. We're going to be playing videos throughout the day. We're going to have a lot of fun. We've got Chili here. We've got Sam Rudloff over here with the behind the scenes on Instagram. So you can see the behind the scenes over here. We're going to be crazy. We're going to have fun. We love our coaches. We love our family. And most of all, we love what we do. So guys, come back here at 11 a.m. We're going to be talking with Coach Kelly Wood about Lone Star Camp. And don't forget, Snow Camp is President's Day weekend, Friday through Sunday, 2023. We cannot wait to see you guys there. Register. See you. God bless y'all, and we'll see you back here at 10.